Right now, there are 5 vehicles sitting on used car lots across America that salespeople can barely give away. Meanwhile, every mechanic I know has been quietly purchasing them for their own families. These are not project cars requiring weekend wrenching sessions. These are not vehicles you settle for because your wallet demands sacrifice. I'm describing cars capable of running well past 250,000 miles with nothing more than routine oil changes and fresh brake pads, available for thousands below their actual worth. Because of one frustrating reality, the average buyer has no idea they exist. After spending over 2 decades diagnosing and repairing vehicles, I've witnessed countless people overpay for Camrys and Accords while these 5 hidden gems sit patiently, waiting for a sharp-eyed shopper to recognize their value. And the car sitting at number 1 on my list? That's been my go-to recommendation for half a decade now. I've personally steered dozens of customers toward them, and not a single one has returned with a significant mechanical failure. 0. Today, I'm revealing my 5 most underappreciated used vehicles currently available. These are cars delivering Toyota-caliber dependability at budget-friendly price points. I'm dedicating the most detail to number 1 because that's the vehicle that will fundamentally change how you shop for your next car. Let's dive in. Number 5. Mazda 3. Kicking off our countdown is a compact car that automotive journalists constantly praise, yet somehow never gains traction with mainstream buyers. The Mazda 3 combines driving dynamics that rival entry-level luxury cars with reliability numbers that make Honda engineers jealous. A young professional walked into my shop last spring looking for advice on a used Volkswagen Jetta she had found online. It had a turbocharged 1.4-liter engine. The asking price was $14,000, and the odometer showed 62,000 miles. After reviewing the service records and running a diagnostic, I had to deliver some unwelcome news. She was about to inherit someone else's turbo and timing chain problems waiting to happen. When she asked what I would suggest instead, I pulled up a 2019 Mazda 3 Preferred with 54,000 miles, listed at $15,200. It had better interior quality than she expected, was genuinely fun to drive, and had Mazda's naturally aspirated Skyactiv engine that did not require expensive turbo maintenance. She pulled the trigger that weekend. 16 months later, her total repair expenses were an oil change and a cabin air filter. What most people do not realize about the 4th-generation Mazda 3 that started in 2019 is that Mazda built it to compete with Audi and BMW, not just the Honda Civic and the Toyota Corolla. The 2.5-liter naturally aspirated engine produces 186 horsepower without any turbocharger complexity, and it uses a timing chain engineered to last the engine's entire service life. RepairPal assigns the Mazda 3 a 4.5 out of 5 reliability score, with average annual repair costs around $433, significantly below the compact car average of $526. Current market pricing for a 2019 Mazda 3 Preferred with under 70,000 miles ranges from $15,000 to $18,000. A comparable year, Honda Civic EX sells for $18,000 to $21,000. That creates a $3,000 to $4,000 gap for a car delivering equivalent longevity with a dramatically more upscale interior and driving experience. Shopping for a Mazda 3? Here is my checklist. First, verify the oil has been changed at appropriate intervals. These engines are reliable, but they appreciate proper maintenance. Second, check the infotainment screen for responsiveness issues. Third, inspect the paint condition around the wheel wells and hood edges. Some early production models experience minor clear coat concerns in certain climates. Number 4. Toyota Avalon. At number 4 sits a full-size sedan that gets completely overshadowed by its corporate siblings, While everyone fights over used Camrys and pays premium prices, the larger, more luxurious Avalon depreciates, like Toyota forgot to put their badge on it. Avalon, the fifth generation. Avalon from 2019 to 2022 represents one of the most mechanically bulletproof sedans Toyota has ever produced. That 3.5-liter V6 is the same legendary 2 GR engine family powering Lexus vehicles that cost twice as much. I have witnessed these engines cruise past 350,000 miles with original internals on vehicles that received nothing more than scheduled maintenance. RepairPal rates the Avalon 4 out of 5 for reliability, with annual repair costs averaging $463. That figure lands well below both the full-size sedan segment average and the industry-wide average of $652. For a vehicle this size, with this much power and luxury, those numbers are remarkable. Reliability. A retired couple came through my shop last autumn, seeking a pre-purchase inspection on a 2019 Avalon XLE they had found with 71,000 miles for $22,500. I examined it thoroughly, found nothing concerning, and told them to buy it immediately. 8 months and 12,000 miles later, they have spent exactly $95 maintaining it. That was one synthetic oil change. Price comparison tells the real story. A 2019 Avalon XLE with 70,000 miles runs $20,000 to $24,000. A same-year Lexus ES350 with similar mileage commands $27,000 to $32,000. That is up to $10,000 more for mechanically identical vehicles wrapped in slightly different sheet metal. The Lexus has a fancier badge. That is essentially it. Underneath, same engine, same transmission, same Toyota reliability. Value. When inspecting a used Avalon, focus on these areas. Check the tire wear patterns for signs of alignment neglect. Test every electronic feature, since these are loaded cars. Listen for any suspension clunks over bumps, which typically indicate worn stabilizer links. An inexpensive repair around $280. The Avalon's problem is demographics. People perceive it as a car for retirees, rather than the genuinely excellent luxury sedan it actually is. That perception keeps prices suppressed while reliability stays elevated. Number 3. Kia Forte. Coming in at number 3 is a compact sedan that technicians genuinely appreciate seeing roll into the service bay. It is not because it generates repair revenue, but because when something eventually needs attention, everything is straightforward and affordable. You can acquire one right now for under $12,000. Last summer, a college graduate in his early 20s stopped by and asked my opinion on a used Nissan Sentra he was considering. It was a 2020 model with 58,000 miles, and the dealer was asking $14,500. After my evaluation, I had to be honest. The CVT transmission showed early warning signs of the reliability issues these units develop. I estimated he would be facing significant transmission problems within 40,000 miles. He asked what I would choose instead. I showed him a 2020 Kia Forte LXS with the 2.0-liter naturally aspirated new engine. It had 47,000 miles, and the asking price was $11,800. More features, better warranty coverage, $2,700 less out the door. He purchased it that same week. 14 months have passed. His total maintenance cost is under $120. One oil change and an air filter. Here is what the average buyer does not understand about the third-generation Forte from 2019 onward. Kia finally delivered a genuinely reliable compact car. The 2.0-liter new engine runs smoothly without the problems that affected some earlier Kia and Hyundai powertrains. It uses a timing chain engineered to last the engine's entire service life, eliminating expensive belt replacement intervals. The transmission is a proven, continuously variable transmission, CVT, that Kia has refined extensively. Or you can opt for the traditional automatic in certain trims. RepairPal gives the Forte a 4.5 out of 5 reliability rating, with average annual repair costs of just $451, placing it among the cheapest compact cars to maintain. And here is the detail that matters most for used buyers: the powertrain warranty. Even on pre-owned vehicles, if you are within 10 years and 100,000 miles from the original purchase date, that coverage typically transfers. That level of manufacturer backing is nearly impossible to find elsewhere in this price range. Current used pricing for a 2020 Forte LX with under 60,000 miles sits between $11,000 and $14,000. A comparable year Honda Civic LX fetches $16,000 to $19,000. That is a $5,000 price difference for a car offering similar interior space and equivalent long-term reliability. My inspection checklist for the Forte is simple. First, verify the oil level and condition. Proper maintenance history always matters. Second, test the infotainment touchscreen responsiveness. Some units develop minor lag over time. Third, examine the interior condition carefully. Fortes attract younger buyers, and younger buyers sometimes are not gentle with interiors. Number 2, Honda Accord. Wait, didn't I just say people overpay for Accords? Here's the twist. They overpay for 4-cylinder Accords while completely ignoring the V6 models, which offer dramatically more performance at nearly identical used prices. At number 2 sits a mid-size sedan that confuses me every time I see the used market pricing. The V6-powered 10th generation Accord from 2018 through 2022 delivers 252 horsepower, accelerates faster than most entry-level sports cars, yet sells for barely more than the base 4-cylinder models because buyers don't understand what they're looking at. Every time a V6 Accord arrives at my shop, I'm reminded why Honda dominated the sedan market for decades. These engines are over-engineered in the best possible way. The J-Series V6 has been refined across 20-plus years of production. I have seen these motors exceed 400,000 miles without internal repairs on vehicles that received nothing more than regular oil changes. 3 months back, a 2018 Accord Touring 2.0T came in showing 138,000 miles on the odometer. The original owner had driven it since new, maintaining it carefully, and wanted to know what major service was approaching. I performed a comprehensive inspection and found nothing requiring immediate attention. Then I checked what a V6 model from the previous generation would cost with similar miles. Nearly $4,000 less with comparable reliability and more refined power delivery. The 9th generation Accord, 5.6 from 2013 through 2017, represents the sweet spot. The 3.5-liter V6 produces 278 horsepower, mated to a traditional 6-speed automatic, no turbocharger to eventually fail, no CVT transmission to worry about, just proven Honda engineering that runs forever. RepairPal gives the Accord a 4.5 out of 5 reliability rating. Annual maintenance expenses average just $400, compared to $526 for the midsize sedan category. The probability of encountering a major repair sits at merely 9% for the Accord, versus 13% for the average midsize sedan. Current market pricing reveals the opportunity. A 2017 Accord V6 EXL with 75,000 miles costs $16,000 to $19,000. same year, four-cylinder Accord EXL with comparable mileage runs $15,000 to $18,000. For roughly $1,000 more, you are getting an extra 90 horsepower and a significantly more refined driving experience. Yet most buyers do not even consider the V6. When evaluating a used V6 Accord, pay attention to three specific areas. First, check the transmission fluid condition. The 6-speed automatic is reliable, but appreciates regular fluid changes. Second, listen for any timing belt noise, though these typically do not need service until 100,000 miles. Third, inspect the variable cylinder management system history. Some owners install aftermarket devices to disable this fuel-saving feature to prevent long-term oil consumption issues. This is not necessarily a problem, just something to understand. Here is the ownership math on the V6 Accord. Purchase it for $17,000. Drive it 150,000 miles. Spend perhaps $2,200 on maintenance total. You are getting near luxury value with economy car running costs. Number 1. Toyota Camry V6. My top pick follows the same logic as the Accord, but with even more dramatic price differences. The V6 powered Camry shares its engine with the Lexus ES and delivers luxury car refinement at economy car prices because buyers fixate on fuel economy numbers and ignore everything else. 18 months ago, a sales manager in his late 30s visited seeking advice on his next vehicle. He commuted 80 miles daily and needed something comfortable, reliable, and reasonably quick for highway merging. His budget topped out at $22,000, and he had been researching four-cylinder Camrys and Accords. I asked if he had considered the Camry V6. He shook his head and said he needed good gas mileage. He said V6 engines are gas guzzlers. I pulled up the actual fuel economy numbers. The four-cylinder Camry gets 28 miles per gallon city, 39 miles per gallon highway. The V6 Camry gets 22 miles per gallon city, 33 miles per gallon highway. For his 80-mile daily highway commute, that difference amounts to roughly $15 per week in extra fuel costs. Meanwhile, the V6 delivers 301 horsepower versus 203, transforms highway merging from stressful to effortless, and costs nearly the same on the used market. I walked him outside to show him a customer's 2018 Camry XSE V6 that was in for routine service. 167,000 miles on the odometer. Original owner. Nothing but scheduled maintenance since new. Zero mechanical failures. The owner was planning to drive it another 100,000 miles minimum. He purchased a 2019 Camry XL EV6 the following week for $21,800 with 58,000 miles. He messaged me last month. He is now at 94,000 miles with zero mechanical problems. He called it the best car he has ever owned. Here is why I'm passionate about the 8th generation Camry V6 from 2018 through present. The 3.5-liter 2 GRF KS V6 powering these vehicles is the same engine family that propels the Lexus ES 350 and GS 350. Same engine block, same cylinder heads, same renowned Toyota reliability that has been proven across millions of vehicles worldwide. The 2GR engine family is arguably the most dependable 6-cylinder power plant Toyota has ever manufactured. It does not suffer from direct injection complications because it uses both direct and port injection. It does not demand timing belt replacements because it is chain-driven. It does not experience turbocharger failures because there is no turbocharger to fail. It simply runs. I have personally serviced numerous examples of this engine exceeding 300,000 miles with original transmissions still functioning flawlessly. The 8-speed automatic Toyota paired with this engine is smooth, thoroughly proven, and practically indestructible. Every shift is seamless. Every highway mile is quiet and composed. Let's examine the numbers, because this is where things become almost absurd. A 2019 Camry XL EV6 with 65,000 miles costs from $21,000 to $25,000. A 2019 Lexus ES350 with equivalent mileage commands from $28,000 to $34,000. That is a $7,000 to $11,000 premium for mechanically identical vehicles. The Lexus offers a nicer badge and somewhat better interior materials. That is it. Underneath, identical engine, identical transmission, identical proven reliability. Now compare it to the 4-cylinder Camry. A 2019 Camry XL 4-cylinder with 65,000 miles fetches from $19,000 to $23,000. The V6 costs roughly $2,000 more while delivering nearly 100 additional horsepower. In what universe does that math not make sense? IC data shows the Camry has one of the highest probabilities of reaching 200,000 miles among all vehicles sold in America. Consumer Reports consistently ranks it among the most reliable sedans available. RepairPal reports average annual repair costs of just $388, approximately $140 below the typical mid-size sedan. Shop repair costs from my actual records. Brake pads for all 4 corners, $260. Transmission fluid service, $165. Spark plugs at 120,000 miles, $280. These are genuine numbers, not dealer estimates. When shopping for a Camry V6, here is my detailed inspection checklist. First, verify all scheduled maintenance has been performed. These cars are reliable, but they appreciate proper care. Second, examine the tire wear pattern. Uneven front tire wear indicates a neglected alignment. Not a deal breaker, but negotiate $150 off and schedule an alignment immediately. Third, test the infotainment system thoroughly. The touchscreen should be responsive with no lag or freezing. Fourth, this is my professional insight. Seek out a vehicle previously owned by someone with a long highway commute. Highway miles are significantly easier on vehicles than city miles. A Camry with 90,000 highway miles has experienced far less wear than one with 60,000 city miles. Who should buy the Camry V6? Anyone with a highway commute who wants effortless acceleration and refined cruising. This car was engineered for covering long distances in comfort. Anyone wanting Lexus ES reliability and refinement without Lexus pricing. You get roughly 90% of the Lexus ES experience at approximately 65% of the cost. Anyone tired of underpowered 4-cylinder engines that strain during highway merging, and anyone smart enough to run the actual fuel cost math rather than fixating on miles per gallon numbers. Who should avoid it? If you genuinely only drive 5,000 miles annually in city traffic, the fuel economy difference adds up more significantly. If you need maximum cargo space, consider a hatchback or an SUV instead. If you're buying primarily for resale value in 3 years, the 4-cylinder holds value slightly better percentage-wise, though the dollar difference is minimal. Here's my final assessment of the Camry V6. This is the finest sedan you can purchase for under $25,000. Legitimate luxury car power, complete Toyota reliability, Lexus-sourced engineering, priced as though buyers do not recognize what they are getting, because they do not. If I needed to acquire one car right now to drive for the next decade, with the absolute lowest total cost of ownership combined with genuine driving enjoyment, I would purchase a Camry V6 without hesitation. So there you have it. 5 vehicles that the mainstream market overlooked, but working mechanics have not. The Mazda 3. with its luxury car interior and engaging driving dynamics. The Toyota Avalon, delivering full-size comfort at mid-size prices. The Kia Forte, which finally proves Korean reliability with warranty coverage to back it up. The Honda Accord V6, offering sports sedan performance that buyers inexplicably ignore. And the Toyota Camry V6, the most undervalued vehicle in the entire used sedan marketplace. You now possess knowledge of 5 cars available under $25,000 that will outlast vehicles costing twice as much. Next time you are walking a dealer lot and the salesperson steers you toward a 3-year-old European lease return with questionable reliability, you will know better. If this straightforward advice proved useful, consider subscribing. I have additional content coming on which cars dealerships push hardest versus which ones actually make financial sense. That is 2 decades of watching vehicles come and go, distilled into guidance you can actually use. Drive safely. Maintain your vehicle properly, and it will reward you with years of reliable service. Take this advice or leave it. I will see you in the next one.